Good day, yogis, and welcome back onto the mat with me for today's Yin Yoga sequence, which is entitled Spring Renewal. So although we are not in spring right now, this is just a beautiful sequence that sort of opens us up to new possibilities, allowing us to experience new things and to step out of the norm. So for this practice, you're going to need your yoga mat and you're going to need a bolster. So if you don't have a bolster, you can just grab hold of a couple of pillows and use them as a substitute. So let's come onto the mat and begin our practice today. So coming into easy seat, your legs are crossed, one in front of the other. Bring your hands into your heart center, into Anjali Mudra, prayer pose. Close your eyes and begin to rub your palms together, generating some warmth between your hands, then drawing that warmth into your heart center. And at the same time, you're pressing both of your sit bones down equally into the ground below you as you lengthen up from the base of your spine, taking a few more deep breaths here. Just connecting inward and to your breath as you allow yourself to become fully present and rooted into your space. Just noticing how you've arrived on your mat this morning or today, whenever you're doing this practice. Taking another deep inhale through your nose. And as you exhale, sigh out the breath. Blow your hands down to your knees, roll your shoulders away from your ears, and just feel into the space you're in. A few more big breaths here. Just beginning to notice the sounds around you, tapping into whatever's going on around you, feeling into the space you're in, taking another last few big breaths, just noticing how you've arrived into your space. And then when you're ready, you can slowly turn your palms onto your knees without opening your eyes. Just slowly move your hands up and down your thighs, just feeling into your thighs, your body, and then slowly flutter your eyes open, coming back into the space. So we're going to start off with our first stretch for the day, which is a neck stretch. So for this stretch, we're going to start by taking the left hand, sweeping it around the back body. So the hand peeps through on this right side. And then grab hold of your right arm, resting your right hand onto your thigh. And then slowly take your right ear over towards your right shoulder. So you're really opening up the shoulders here and allowing yourself a nice deep stretch through the neck. Take a deep inhale through the nose, and as you exhale, sigh out the breath and allow yourself to settle here for 2 minutes. So not forcing in any way, not forcing your ear over to your shoulder, just allowing yourself to feel into whatever's presented for you here. Connecting to your breath as you sit up nice and tall. Seeing if you can drop that left shoulder away from your ear. So really opening up space and spaciousness alongside that left side of your neck, opening up and letting go. Just noticing how you have arrived on your mat today, whether or not you're able to keep your focus on your breath, feeling deeply into the stretch, really allowing your shoulders to relax. We've got a last few breaths here. And then as you exhale, slowly raising your head up and releasing the arms so both hands come back onto the knees. Take a couple of big shoulder rolls here, rolling the shoulders backwards, and then slowly draw them forward, and then getting ready to go to the other side. So your right hand now sweeps behind your back body. Your left, grabbing onto your left arm, and then dropping your hand down on towards your knees. And then left ear comes to left shoulder, right shoulder drifts away. Take a deep inhale. And as you exhale, allow yourself to sink over to the side, fully letting go into the stretch. Breathing deeply into your right shoulder, releasing any tension here. Feeling any stuck energy, maybe perhaps taking a deep inhale and a big sigh out on your exhale breath. Letting go of any bits of tension in your body. Softening through the shoulders consciously as you take another deep inhale. Softening through the hands, through the neck. Moving into the last 30 seconds here, just noticing where you can release tension that little bit more through your body. And as you exhale, gently come out of the position, just allowing yourself to reset once more, rolling the shoulders back, taking some deep breaths, dropping your chin to your chest. Inhale to draw your head all the way up to the ceiling, and then as you exhale, drop your chin all the way back down once more. Let's take another stretch up. Inhale, raising head up. And exhale, dropping chin to chest, keeping the chin pinned. Let's roll halfway through to one side. And on your exhale, sweep your chin across your chest, rolling halfway through to the other. So inhaling, going one way. And exhaling, going the other. Slowly dropping your chin to your chest, and then inhale, draw the chin up. Coming into the next of our stretches, which is a toe stretch. So for that, you're going to come onto your shins, sitting with your buttocks onto your heels. Slowly bring your hands onto the mat in front of you. You're going to tuck your toes under, and we're going to take a 2-minute toe squat. So raising up onto your haunches. If this is too much for you at any point, you can just draw yourself up and off, taking some of the pressure off the feet and the heels. Bring your hands into prayer pose, gently close your eyes and allow yourself to breathe here. Toe squat can be quite intense if your feet are quite stiff. So really listen to your body here. Let's work to the principles of Yin Yoga, which are to find your edge. So if your toes are really screaming at you here, it's really advised to raise yourself up and off the heels. If not, and if you're feeling good and the stretch feels like it's at the edge of a 5 or a 7 out of 10, then stay here and just keep breathing and focusing on your breath. We've got about a minute to go, so just keep breathing. Last 15 seconds. And then slowly drop your hands to the floor. Raise the toes off the ground and give them a little tap, tapping them onto the top of your mat, just waking them up. We're going to come into an extra wide-legged child's pose called tadpole in Yin Yoga. So you're going to bring your toes to touch, take your knees out wide, even a little bit over the edges of your mat, and then allow your forehead to drop down onto the mat if this is appropriate for you, and completely allow yourself to sink into the ground. Hands can rest on the mat. Take a deep inhale, deep sigh on your exhale, letting go, letting your body sink down into the ground. Allow your whole body to sink down into the earth beneath you, taking deep breaths, sighing on your exhale to shift energy through your body and allow yourself to melt that little bit deeper, really surrendering into the ground beneath you. Seeing how you can soften just that little bit more. Coming into the last 30 seconds of our stretch, just allow yourself to melt that little bit deeper. And you can slowly press your palms into the mat, slowly walking your hands back in towards your torso. Take a little lengthen up through the shoulders here, just feeling into the back body. We're going to move and transition into the next posture, which is a squat. So you can tuck your toes under once more, and you can raise yourself up into a downward facing dog. Just pressing both of your palms into the mat, slowly paddling your heels down one at a time. We're going to slowly step the feet in towards the hands, taking the feet to the edges of the mat, and then allowing yourself to drop into your yoga squat. Dropping down and bringing the heels flat down onto the floor here, and just allowing the head to dangle here for a moment. Just seeing if you're able to really get heels flat down onto the ground, lengthening through the back body. Take a big stretch forward, and then just allow your arms to hang loose. I'm going to take 2 minutes here. Taking some deep breaths. Your whole body dangle forward. Head soft, neck is soft. Moving into the last 30 seconds here. So just feeling into your squat. And then slowly pressing the palms down into the ground, allowing yourself to rise up. We're moving straight into dangling, which is the only standing posture in Yin Yoga. So we're going to take the feet about hip-width distance apart. We're going to bend generously through the knees here and allow the whole of the upper torso to just sink over the legs. Nodding the head yes and no, making sure there's no tension through the neck, and just allowing yourself to breathe deeply here, properly sinking into this posture. If this becomes too much for you at any stage, you can bring your hands onto your thighs and just gaze down towards the floor. So just letting yourself dangle here, feeling properly into your body. Continuing with some deep breaths. As we move into the last 30 seconds of dangling, just imagining all the stress of the day pouring out from the base of your spine, trickling along every one of the vertebrae, all the way through the body and out through the crown of your head. Just allow yourself to completely feel into this stretch, letting go of all tension through the body. And then we can get ready to come out by drawing the hands up into the waist as we slowly roll out one vertebra at a time, slowly rolling into standing. Very nice. Coming down onto the mat, we're going to come into the next posture, which is a dragonfly. So dragonfly is essentially a wide-legged seated forward fold. You need to find your sit bones here. So rolling onto the sit bones here, the legs are extended wide. We're going to take side dragonfly. We're going to use the bolster. So if you prop your bolster towards the side of your leg, to the outer side of your leg, allow yourself to come over into a side bend. Just dropping your hand over towards your foot, letting your elbow rest onto the bolster. You can even take the hand down if you prefer onto the floor, and then just continue to breathe here. You can gaze down towards the floor or towards the screen, whatever works for you here. We're just going to take a minute on each side. Last 15 seconds. And then slowly allow yourself to rise up. Bring your hands back into heart center. Take your bolster or your props over to the other side. We're coming back into dragonfly. So allowing yourself to fold over now to the other side. Once more, just checking in with your gaze, where you're going to fix your gaze, and allowing yourself to fall back into that space of stillness, breathing deeply. Moving into the last 15 seconds. Continue to breathe deeply. And then as you exhale, slowly raise yourself up. And we're going to take dragonfly, folding forward. So making sure you're on the sit bones once more. Begin to walk your hands forward. And then allow yourself to drop into your forward fold. And just breathing deeply here. Sinking and letting go. Taking deep breaths as you allow yourself to fold forward into Dragonfly. Softening through your body, softening through your legs, really allowing yourself to sink into the posture as opposed to pushing yourself into it. And then slowly pressing your palms into the ground, allowing yourself to roll up, slowly bringing your legs back towards one another. Have your hands just out behind you. Let's take a couple of windshield wipers, moving the knees over from one side to the other. While you take a few deep breaths. And then we're going to come into the next posture, which is shoelace. You have the option here to either take full shoelace or half shoelace. So let's start with the right foot. You're going to raise up the foot, sweep it right around the left thigh, bringing the heel and the side of the foot flat down onto the ground. The knee is stacked over the knee. So this is half shoelace. If this is accessible to you and enough for you, stay here. You're just going to fold forward here, bringing your forehead down towards your knees. If that is accessible to you, if not, just take the hands slightly forward, gazing forward. If you'd like to take it a bit deeper, you can go into full shoelace where both of the feet are swept to the outer thighs. The knees are stacked over the knees. You've got an almost triangular shape going on here. And then once you're there, you've got both of your sit bones pressing into the ground. You can fold forward and hold here. You're taking 2 minutes on either side. So allow yourself to properly sink into the posture, taking a deep inhale and a big sigh out on your exhale, releasing any trapped energy in the body. Really allowing yourself to soften, sink down into whatever shape you're in. Breathing deeply, letting go. And we're moving into the last 15 seconds. On your next exhale, press the ground away, walking your hands back in towards the torso, lengthening up through the spine here for a moment, and then slowly coming out, sending both of the feet back forward, giving the legs a shake. Getting ready to come over to the other side now. So once again, our left foot is going to sweep up and around. Knee to stack above knee, side of the foot resting against the right thigh. So this is half shoelace. If this is enough for you, allow yourself to fold forward here. If you would like to take it a bit deeper, you can bring the right foot to sweep around, and then we've got the knees stacking above knees once more, and then as you exhale, you slowly fold back down into your stretch. Allow yourself to take a big inhale and a big sigh out on your exhale. Really allow your body to sink into the earth beneath you. This is a beautiful opener for the hips. Moving into our last 30 seconds. Softening the body down into the floor. A few more deep breaths. And then pressing the ground away from you, walking the hands back in towards the torso, lengthening up through the spine, just feeling into stretch once more. And then we're going to move into the next position, which is a beautiful one called supported bridge. So slowly bring the legs back forward. For this supported bridge, we're going to use our bolster or a couple of pillows, whatever you've got with you, and we're going to prop them under the buttocks. So you're going to come down onto the back body, take a deep stretch, arms up overhead, point your toes down to the bottom of the mat. You can take a big yawn here if you like as well. And then step the soles of your feet back in towards your buttock. Raise your hips up high and slowly draw the bolster underneath your hips. So if you've got a bolster or a block, whatever you've got, and allow your legs to extend down to the bottom of your mat. Just adjust slightly, and then you can draw your arms up overhead and soften your body here, just really feeling into whatever's presented for you here. If this is too much for you and you're feeling a bit of a pinch in the lower back, you can just slowly bring the feet back onto the ground and just rest here. So whatever feels appropriate to you. This should feel good, it should feel restorative. It's a beautiful opening through the front fascial layer of the body. And then once more, just take some deep breaths here. Walking through the shape, seeing where you can soften just that little bit more. And we're slowly going to transition out. Stepping the soles of the feet back in towards the buttocks. Gently unclasp the arms. Press your soles into the mat, raising your body up. Slowly, one vertebra at a time, drawing your back body back down onto the ground. We're taking our final stretch, which is an easy twist. So we're going to take the knees up and hug them in towards the chest, taking a gentle rock here from side to side, and then allowing the knees to drop over to one side. So in this case, we're going to drop over to the right side. The left arm can come out, gaze towards the hand. Just take a few big breaths here. We're going to take about 6 breaths and then roll over to the other side. Keeping both shoulders pinned, keeping yourself very relaxed. And then as you exhale, pull your navel in towards your spine, gently roll onto your back body. We're going over to the other side, so legs now dropping over to the left side, and then right, gazing over to the right hand, allowing yourself to soften here. Another 2 breaths. And then slowly back onto the back body, hugging the knees into the chest one last time, giving yourself a little squeeze, forehead to knees, and then slowly coming into Shavasana, corpse pose, bringing your hands out beside you and just allowing yourself to settle here. Feeling into the practice, into this beautiful renewal practice of renewing and being ready for something new. Take a few more big breaths here. And then when you're ready, you can come out of Shavasana, or if you'd like to stay in a bit longer, just allow yourself to be fully relaxed, sweeping your awareness through your body, searching for any last pockets of tension. Beginning to wriggle your fingers and your toes, slowly taking your arms up overhead for a big stretch. And then hugging your knees into your chest. Once more, rocking from side to side. Bringing your hands to the backs of your thighs as you begin to rock and roll very gently, rocking forward and back until you come up and back into your easy seat pose. You should feel lovely and stretched out. The body should feel like there's a bit of ease. And then you can bring your hands into heart center, beginning to rub your palms together, generating some warmth. And then resting your hands into heart center. Taking a deep inhale through your nose. And as you exhale, nose down to the tips of your fingers. Taking a moment to acknowledge yourself and those around you. Namaste. Wishing you a truly beautiful day further.